What is up, guys, and welcome back to episode 112 of the My Player Career Mode here, guys. To start today's episode off, you see me change a couple of stuff to do with the pro. For you guys have left comments, so I decided to go ahead and act upon one of them that I saw, which was to change our wrist tape from red to black. So yeah, not a major change, but still, I understand why it's done now. At first I was kind of like, what's the difference? And then I realised it coincides with the kit here at Juventus. Yeah, I know, I'm an idiot, I should have noticed it sooner, but hey, at least I've noticed it. That's one thing that you can give me credit for, I guess, even if you are going to, I'm not that stupid. However, we've got 3 games for you guys to watch today, and actually, we're not wearing our home kit for the first game of today's episode. We are wearing the alternate kit, which is still very similar to our home kit. The only difference is the stripes are on the sleeve, and it's not all the way down the front of the shirt, which is like literally could be probably the only difference between the two. It's pretty stupid to see how close they are with each other, but regardless, it's still a pretty nice kit. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I think it's a decent kit. Looks pretty swell as well. But there you go. First game of today's episode then. Pescara is the team that we're playing against and hoping to basically keep a good run of form going. Because as you may or may not know, we didn't get off to the most fantastic starter at Juve. We had, let's call it, a little bit of issues, a little bit of troubles when we first joined the club, trying to find our feet and stuff. And the 3 at the back probably wasn't going to work wonders for us. But I'm hoping we're past that. I'm hoping we've got a job now, and I'm hoping that as a team and as a unit, we'll play better. And I've got a couple of stuff that I want to address quickly. The first one, a lot of you guys have been saying I should play music when I score. It makes it a lot, more interesting. The only issue is, guys, as many of you know, I'm not partnered, so a lot of the stuff that I want to use would simply get copyrighted, unfortunately, because I don't have the rights to use it. Whereas if you're partnered, you do have the certain rights to be able to use the music. I think that's the way it works anyway. I do have access to certain songs, but yeah, it just basically trying to find them is the issue, and obviously, it just becomes an issue as well, because if they get copyrighted, I have to take the video down, sort it out, re-upload it. It's just a lot of hassle, guys. So until I know for sure that I'm able to use music without it being copyrighted, I'm not going to touch it just yet. And the second thing, when I say along the lines of the team are playing badly, or the team are really bad, I don't necessarily mean the players are bad, I just mean the team in general, the way we're playing, how we're doing, the formation, the tactics. I mean, that kind of stuff is bad. I mean, don't get me wrong, some of the players in this Juventus squad are seriously poor. The likes of 75 rated Marimino, with the money they've got and the money that they've spent on us, I can't help but think that 70-odd million quid that they paid for us could have been better spent elsewhere, in terms of strengthening squad depth and strengthening all the positions they currently have. However, if we can carry Juventus to something, then that would be 70-something million pound well spent. And we got the first goal of today's episode very, very quickly into it as well. It took 24 minutes into the first game. I was given a through ball by my teammates, and we ended up slotting it home to make it 1-0. And then 30 minutes on the clock, we had another opportunity. I don't know why I chipped that ball. I didn't mean to chip it. It was supposed to just be a regular pass, but unfortunately, I'm an idiot. And I had my finger on left trigger, or left kind of T. LT, if you will. That's what it's called. Wait, no, it's left bumper. It's left bumper. That's what I'm talking. I don't know what I'm talking about, guys. I'm rambling. But yeah, we eventually created a chance. Sturaro with it, the captain on the day. Unfortunately, though, it went over the crossbar. And then from the corner into the second half, now another opportunity presented itself. We're on the edge of the area here, guys. I was trying to work some space to even find a pass or even take the shot on. Unfortunately, though, couldn't quite do it, so I had to go backwards with the ball. I receive it back here from my teammate. Little flick inside to my other teammate. Nice little bit of passing play here, intricate, as we go through, and a really good stop from the keeper denies me what would have been a second goal for myself and the team as well. But then, a moment of heroics from Edison after he made a fantastic save from a first-time shot from a Pescara player. Really weird, but it was on target. So yeah, wasn't all plain sailing for us, because our keeper had to make a good stop there in the 61st minute to deny Pescara an equaliser. From the corner as well, the ball eventually makes its way out of our penalty area. As you can see, it's a hoisted ball up in the air. I managed to bring it down, flick it inside to my teammate. We eventually get the ball given back to me here as I asked for it to be played. Running straight down the wing, the defender kind of stopped himself, so I just knocked it past him with the bumper. And unfortunately, once again, heroics this time up the other end as Pescara's goalkeeper makes a stop. So both keepers very active in this game here. And both of them required in order to keep the scoreline at the 1-0 stage. But I have to say, both keepers making 2 phenomenal saves. It's not something I'm used to in this My Player save. Normally, one of the keepers in the game have a little bit of an issue. However, today, they were both fantastic. A keeper didn't really have a lot to do, but what he had to do, he did quite well. So we picked up a 1-0 victory in the first game of today's episode, guys. And another thing as well that you guys have commented asking, I know a lot of you guys prefer live. I know a lot of you guys don't mind whichever way it happens. But I only really kind of play live if I'm feeling up to it, because sometimes, of course, talking for like, a long period of time can be quite annoying. I'm saying that as I'm, talking for 10 or 15 minutes per video. But like when I record them, for example, I record like an hour and like 10 minutes worth of gameplay. So to talk for like at least 45 minutes of that without really breaks is quite, I guess, it kind of annoying. Not necessarily annoying, but it kind of hurts the throat. So I do like doing them live. But I'm sure a lot of you guys as well do like the of course, post-coms. The only issue as well I've got if I do them all live is that I can't really interact in terms of getting some kind of storylines, if you will. I don't have, like, mad storylines going on every single episode, but occasionally I used to be I used to throw in a tweet in here and there about what's going on. Maybe, I don't know. In the future, I've got some ideas for the series, of course, but I'm going to wait until FIFA 18 drops because I don't know how far we're going to go with this series. A lot of you have been asking me to keep it right until FIFA 18. Some of you are saying, well, I end it and start a new one. I honestly don't know at this stage. Once you guys kind of get bored of this one, or maybe I'll get bored of this one, then maybe I'll stop it. But for the majority of you guys are absolutely loving this series, and that is so cool to see because I never expected to get to this stage. If you don't watch me like way back when I first started on YouTube and like when I was in FIFA 17, the beginning of it, I recorded the first kind of 10 or so episodes of the My Player save, and I was actually going to stop it because I wasn't having fun with it. I just didn't really... It was the first time I've ever played My Player, and I never really got kind of going in the save. But I decided to keep it going, and I'm so glad that I did, because since then, it has been my most enjoyable series to record, and that is something that I wasn't expecting to say. But we have a second game up here, guys, against Inter Milan, and in many ways, if you remember, we were Inter Milan's manager for a period of time in one of our other career modes, so conflict of interest, if you will. But still, how on earth we didn't go 1-0 up, I have no idea. You may have seen it there. It came back off of the crossbar, acres of space, open net, our teammate missed. But then, straight from that, up the other end, Gabriel Barbosa makes an absolute mug of our centre-back, runs straight past him, and a right-footed strike gave Inter Milan the lead. So, from us having an opportunity where we should have gone 1-0 up, we are now 1-0 down. That is how quickly games at this level can change. It is absolutely ridiculous to think that we just hit the crossbar moments before that ball going in the back of the net. It's stupid, but we had an opportunity to try and equalise it all up here. Again, guys, I was kind of playing as a lone figure at this stage. My team were having to drop quite deep to receive the ball, but I decided I wasn't going to do that. I decided I was going to stay and try and play in the last man. It worked there to create the chance. I just didn't take it, so poor finishing from me, denying the equalising goal. But into the second half, guys, 15 minutes from time, we span away from the defender, and a low-driven shot. How many times are we going to use it in this year's game? It is so broken, and it is so effective in and around the penalty area as well. And it was just so clinical. You can see it's even more good, guys, at the fact that we have 99 shot power. So the majority of the time, when we get in that area, I know for a fact that I can't hold the button down, because if I do that, I'm going to sky it. But even if I like put the slightest little bit of power on it, normally it goes quite fast. So it happened there for us. We got the equaliser. I was so glad to see it go in, because honestly, guys, I felt like we were quite hard done by going 1-0 down the way we did. So I felt like we deserved a point from the game. And eventually we went on to get that. After 90 minutes of being played, we did end up with a 1-1 draw against Inter Milan. You can say it was a fair result. You can also say that it wasn't, as you saw the match facts briefly pop up on the screen there. I apologise, that was a little bit quick. I didn't realise how fast I actually showed you them. But yeah, I mean, you guys let me know. Should it have been a win? Should we have, of course, got the draw? In terms of chances, we only had 3 opportunities, and they had 1. So, in that kind of respect, I suppose we had a little bit more of the play, but I would have said that a 1-1 draw was quite a fair result from that one. I'm just glad as well that we didn't lose. But you know what, guys? That now becomes, I do believe, our 4th draw of the season so far. Bearing in mind, we've only played 9 games. So just about, or just under half of our games at the moment have been draws, which is absolutely ridiculous at the moment. So I want to turn some of them into wins, but we're struggling to get them at the moment. So I think we're on 4 wins, 4 draws, and a single defeat so far in Serie A. And that, at the moment, puts us around about 6th, 5th, or even maybe 4th going into this game against Torino here. They've got a good squad as well. Of course, Joe Hart was on loan there this season in real life. We are so many seasons down the line here. Now, actually, there you go. It puts us in 3rd, so I'm a little bit higher than I was expecting to be, but you may have seen by the points there, guys, there's nothing really separating us from the teams below us, but we have got a little bit of a gap to the team above us. So we're basically in a bad situation at the moment. We need to try and claw it back. I don't know whether or not I'm aiming to win the Serie A. I'm not sure how Juventus have got on, so I don't really know if I can be ambitious and say that I want to win it, or if I have to just say, you know, let's get top 4, because I don't actually know exactly how Juventus have been performing in recent years. But this one started off perfectly for us. Straight from kickoff. Very lucky there, because that was a stupid pass by me. But all of a sudden, the defenders just gave me acres of space to run into. Got the ball under control, and then with the right foot, slotted home to make it 1-0. So 3 minutes into it, guys, and we had already found the opening goal of this game. So if you remember to the early part of the episode, when we took the lead against Pescara, we went on to win it 1-0. We eventually went to go into the game against Inter Milan, where we fell 1-0 down and had to come back to get a draw. So far in today's episode, the game where we went 1-0 up, we went on to win. The game where we went 1-0 down, we went on to draw. So hoping that signs continue, because of course we went 1-0 up here. Can we hold on and get a 1-0 win? Because I certainly need these 3 points. It's a necessity from here on out. We have to start picking up victories instead of draws. I would much prefer to pick up an extra win here and there and maybe lose one of the draws that we have been getting. So in that way, overall points-wise, yes, our record will look a little bit worse, but you get 3 points, of course, for a win and only 1 for a draw. So if we could swap 2 of those draws for losses and 2 of those for wins, I would take that hands down. Of course, it would give us more points. We'd have 2 more points after that. But it doesn't work that way, guys. You have to keep the results that you end up getting. And 2 phenomenal saves from our goalkeeper denied Torino an equaliser. And that was it. I have to say, without our goalkeeper there, guys, we would have gone on to draw this game or even potentially lose it. So Edison, he's of course just signed for Manchester City in real life. Credit to him, because he did an absolutely wonderful job at keeping us in the lead in that game there. And you can see, guys, after 14 games here at Juve, we've scored 15 goals with 1 assist so far, which isn't too bad at all. But the problem that we've had recently is trying to secure victories. So I'm hoping we can keep that up and try and get some more wins in the next episode. 2 from today's episode isn't too bad either. If you've enjoyed this, guys, I'd appreciate a like rating. As always, thank you for your continued support on the channel. I really do appreciate it. And I thank you all as well for all the support and love you give on this series. I will see you all with another video very, very soon. Stay tuned. Adios.